Nicole, when was the last time you listened to your gut?
I always do, because we know there's a lot of misleading health advice out there, and most of what we're taught about food is wrong. Did you know that Big Food even pays TikTok influencers to say that ultra-processed foods are healthy? Well, they're not.
My God, that is shocking. It's no wonder that 1 in 8 people globally, by the way, that's over 1 billion people if you don't want to do the maths, are living with obesity.
Our sponsor Zoe understands that our health is suffering, and it's time we listened to our gut.
They make your gut health their business. And as we've learnt in over 5 years of doing this pod, gut health is key to overall health.
Your Zoe membership starts by testing your gut health, backed by one of the world's largest microbiome databases and most scientifically advanced at-home gut health tests. Zoe gives you proven science whenever you need it.
Listen, we know better than anyone else being in the self-care space that the start of every new year is noisy with health advice that is often just full of hot air and rubbish. But Zoe is the solution that you can trust.
Zoe is the science and nutrition company leading a movement to transform the health of millions, and Zoe membership has been proven by a randomized controlled trial, giving you the solutions to listen to your gut, make smarter food choices, and change your health for life.
Go to Zoe.com and find out what Zoe membership could do for you. And because you listen to Self-Care Club, you can use the exclusive code SELFCARE10 to get 10% off membership. As a Zoe member, you'll get an at-home test kit and personalised nutrition programme to help you make smarter food choices that support your gut. That's ZOE.com. Use code SELFCARE10 at checkout. Trust your gut. Trust Zoe.
It's 2025, a new year and the best time to turn your great idea into a business. Shopify is how you're going to make it happen. Let me tell you how. Shopify makes it simple to create your brand, open for business, and get your first sale. Get your store up and running easily with thousands of customizable templates. All you need to do is drag and drop. Their powerful social media tools let you connect all your channels and create shoppable posts. Established in 2025. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/promo. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/promo to start selling with Shopify today. Shopify.com/promo.
This episode is sponsored by Zoe. Hello, clubbers. Do you know that Self-Care Club and 40ish, our other podcast, have a subscription?
Well, we are here to tell you that we do. It's on Apple Podcasts, and you can find it there. All you have to do is click on our show and just scroll down, and you will see the subscription there. And for $3.99 a month, you get early access, bonus episodes, and everything ad-free. So please come along and join us.
And for the next 2 weeks only, we have halved the price of an annual subscription. So if you want a real bargain, go over now whilst the half price sale is still on.
Hello everyone, I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Laura Mishkon, and welcome to the Self-Care Club podcast. This week we are exploring the power of calm and how to cultivate peace and tranquility in our everyday lives.
Today, we live in such a fast-paced world where we're constantly bombarded with expectations, information, and finding moments of calm is more crucial than ever. Well, because we're just completely depleted of it.
And also we are constantly on the go. And even when we're not on the go, there's a whole phone scrolling, WhatsApp returning, email.
Well, we're overstimulated all the time.
So overstimulated.
Yeah. Because there's so much to do always that you can never just be. There's always a distraction, isn't there? And that just takes you away from calm.
And also when people have those like small moments where they're just being, even if it's just sitting on a tube, they're still filling their brains with social media feeds, which doesn't make anyone feel calm.
No.
It doesn't make me feel calm. Does it make you feel calm?
No.
Even though I heavily curate my feed and I don't follow people who upset, irritate, annoy me.
It's still a distraction.
Well, yeah. It's just not good. It's just not good.
No, it's not. Being calm is a superpower, I think.
Yeah.
A total superpower.
It is.
Which is so sad in itself that now something that we should all inherently feel on a day-to-day basis has become so rare and so foreign.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Being calm allows us to navigate life's complexities with balance and harmony.
Just to put this into context, in the UK, a little over 1 in 10 people are living with an anxiety disorder. That is over 8 million people.
That's diagnosed.
Yes. Yeah.
So think of all the people that are going undiagnosed, because I would imagine that number is a lot higher.
And in any given week in England, 6 in 100 people will be diagnosed with generalised anxiety disorder. They call that GAD now. So we are at a point in the world where we actually have to teach ourselves the most fundamental well-being practices, like how to breathe.
Yeah.
Which sounds so mad.
I had a conversation with my friend the other day, and she was saying how she was going to sign up to this breathing workshop. And she said, I really think it will help me. I said, I think it would be fantastic for you. She said, I can't go to the next one, so I've got to wait for another month, and I'll go to the one after that. And she goes, and then I'll get started. I said, but you could start right now, because it's just breathing. And all you need to do is just sit there, close your eyes, breathe in and breathe out.
Yeah, breathe in for 4, hold, breathe out for 4.
But it didn't occur to her to start any form of breath work before she went to this workshop, because it didn't occur to her that she knew how to breathe.
Yeah. I mean,
and she is not alone in that.
Definitely not. There is a huge amount of scientific evidence that tells us that our brains just work better when they're relaxed.
Yes. Well, you can make better decisions, right?
Of course. The limbic brain, which is the emotional brain, it's like a router for incoming information. That's basically how it works. So when we're stressed, any incoming information gets passed through to the monkey mind, the unconscious bit of our mind, and that is when we respond reactively. But when we are calm, our amygdala and our hippocampus feed this information through our higher brain, and that allows us to think and behave in a calm and rational manner. So basically, the upshot of all of that very complicated science is, if you are staring down the barrel of a genuine crisis, the best option for you is always to cultivate calm.
We've written a whole chapter on calm.
Yes, we have.
In our book, Have You Tried This?
Which is out in paperback March 13th.
Yes, but it's out now in hardback.
Yeah, out now in hardback, and you can pre-order the paperback.
Yes. And there's a whole chapter on calm with a lot of practices on how to cultivate more calm in your life.
And a lot of ideas of stuff you can try for free, because everything's for free.
The irony was that when we were writing the calm chapter, something happened, didn't they? Our publisher got bought out.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
So our publisher was we got an email through that our publisher, who was publishing Have You Tried This, was going through a merger. And the email wasn't very informative, was it? And we kind of didn't know whether or not we were still going to have this book deal.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, that did not cultivate calm.
No calm, because they didn't really know what was happening. So we were like, well, when you merge with the new publishers, are they going to drop the book? Are they going to carry on with the book? Who's going to be in charge now? And they didn't have the answers because
it took a very long time for our contract to go through, which is very common.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'd signed yet, but we had already started writing the book because we had a very short deadline.
Yeah.
Anyway, after about 3 days, when both of us were completely hysterical and didn't know what we were doing and when we were doing it and what they needed, and we were writing this calm chapter, I said, can we just stop with the calm chapter, because neither one of us are calm.
I totally remember sitting in my kitchen having that conversation. Like, we are no longer writing this chapter. Move on to the next one, and we'll come back to calm when we feel calm.
Yeah. It was really funny. So to highlight, when we are calm, we feel more in control of our emotions in our lives. We think more clearly. It improves concentration and decision making.
Yeah.
You could discuss your problems with more ease and certainty, leading to improved relationships. You can respond thoughtfully rather than reactively or impulsively. And actually, being calm can help with creativity and compassion.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, it improves your physical health.
I mean, I know this is going to sound like the most obvious thing I have ever said, but the older I've got, the more I have understood that if you have like an argument with someone, I'm going to use husbands as a perfect example here. It is so much easier to resolve the argument when you're both calm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been married a long time and I was very young when I got married. So we were both more young, more reactive, more everything.
Yeah.
So when we had an argument, it was more kind of explosive, for want of a better word. There'd be tempers, there'd be a door slam, there'd be a whatever. But now, because we've been married for so long and we're just older, if we have a disagreement, which happens less and less because we're older and we're just more chilled, we know to just step away from the conversation until we both feel calm. And then we come back to the conversation. We haven't resolved it, but we're in a calm space.
Yeah.
And it's resolved so much easier.
Yeah, of course
and
it
I
is.
know that sounds pathetically obvious, but actually it's quite difficult in the heat of the moment to not just battle it out, but you don't get anywhere.
No, you don't get anywhere. And you just want someone to be wrong and you can be right, and it doesn't help anything.
No. But entering into something that is a conflict or something difficult when you are calmer, you can think clearer. You don't say anything impulsively.
But it can be very, very hard if you are triggered in that moment and you just want to let rip. I mean, I have definitely I used to have a very, very short temper. I don't so much anymore. But I can still go to that place. And again, the only person I have learned as I've gotten older, because now I'm 47, the only person who suffers at the end of it is me.
Of course.
Because I feel terrible about what I've said.
Yeah.
I feel guilty.
Yeah.
I feel upset that I've upset someone else. I didn't mean it. And when I calm down, I think completely differently. So, I think that does come with age.
I think it does as well. I think it does as well.
Because you couldn't have told 25-year-old me that.
No. You do kind of just chill out a bit more when you get older, I think.
Well, I think if you're lucky, you do.
I will tell you a situation where I had to remain calm this week. We were all going up to Bath for my oldest 21st birthday because he's at university there.
Yeah, you did really well staying calm with this.
Ollie and my middle son were driving up earlier in the day and I was going up on the train with my youngest after he finished
Hold
school.
on, but before all that, there was a lot of toing and froing about when you were going up.
Oh, yeah.
And you got yourself into such a state about it.
Yeah, he'd got food poisoning when he was away. My oldest son, he was really, really ill and we were worried it was noro. So the whole trip was kind of very up in the air. Anyway, we sorted it all out. So Ollie and Zach leave in the car and I'm at home and I'm suddenly looking for my phone. I can't find it.
Oh, no.
I spent half an hour looking. You're away in Amsterdam at this point. It's why you didn't hear anything about this. And I'm like, oh my God, I know I've put it somewhere. Normally it's in the laundry room or anyway, I'm searching the whole house. I can't find it. Then I thought, okay, I'll do the sound, find my iPhone thing. And I'm playing the sound. I can't hear the sound. And I'm like, shit. I know that it plays even when the phone's on silent. I really can't find it. So I message on my laptop, Zach, who's in the car. I'm like, can you just call my phone?
Very impressed.
Can you just call my phone?
I'm very impressed.
Thank you. I stayed calm. I said, can you just call
my
my
phone? No, I'm very impressed that you knew that you could iMessage from your laptop to Zach's phone.
Thank you.
You are definitely learning.
I know. I said, can you call my phone? Because I can't find my phone. Anyway, he calls it. He iMessages me back.
From your phone?
Mum,
yeah,
I'm really sorry. Your phone's in Dad's pocket. So he's basically left the front door, picked up what he thought was his phone, put it in his pocket, and he is up the motorway. I am now stuck at home with no phone. The train tickets are on my phone.
Sure.
I have to order an Uber from the Bath station to get to them on my phone. I also have to pick up a child at an assigned meeting point, not in school, on the street, without any way to contact him. I was like, okay, if I panic and I shout and I do anything, it's not going to help.
You've got to get on a train without a phone. How are you going to do that?
I had to do the whole thing without my phone. Well, I went into my emails. I found the train tickets.
And you printed it off.
I downloaded them. I messaged them on my laptop to Josh. I messaged them to Zach. Zach sent them to Josh's phone. So I knew I had train. Anyway, I sorted the whole thing out, but I didn't have any choice. That's the situation I was in. I thought, you know what? In the 80s, people met each other without phones. That he knew the time and place we were meeting. I had to trust he would be there. He was there. It was okay.
Was he trying to phone you?
I don't know because I didn't have my phone. So I've got no idea if he was trying to phone me or not.
Ask him. As in he didn't get in and say, I've been trying to phone you.
No, he didn't. But it was actually, it could have been so much more stressful if I hadn't stayed calm.
Yeah.
And obviously it was an accident.
And the panic and the stress will never help the situation, ever.
Well, there was nothing to be done.
No.
So I just had to deal with it.
But you can always, I like that you can always choose calm.
Yeah.
But I think you do need to understand and learn a few tools and techniques in how to cultivate that calm.
Yep.
Because if you are someone who just naturally jumps to stress or panic, then finding that calm is going to be very difficult. So, but with the tools like breath work or like just sitting down and just being mindful for 2 minutes, those things bring you back to yourself, don't they? We learned a lot of that in the silent retreat.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. And also in the book, we did share some like very simple and accessible tips that can get you started. So here's just a few of them to think about. Mindfulness, like as you said, you just pay attention to the
I should have written a book on
moment.
this.
You really should.
Yeah.
Breathing.
I really should have written a book on this.
The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique.
Yep, that's a Mel Robbins technique.
It's just about grounding you, and just if you really are in an emergency panicked state, it's a very quick way of just making you present.
Oh, that one. Oh,
Yeah.
we wrote that in the book.
Yeah.
So you have to look at 5 things.
5 things you can see, touch, hear, smell, and taste.
5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can
touch,
2 things you can
smell, and
one thing you can taste.
Yeah. And it just brings
very
you
grounding
into the present.
That's a very good practice.
It's a really good practice.
I forgot we put that in the book.
Yeah. Cold showers. The shock of the cold shower
It's a
can
circuit
be a
breaker.
circuit breaker. Yeah. So people who suffer from panic attacks, they find that particularly helpful.
Yeah.
Because it really does reset. We did a week of that. We did a show on it, and we did it in the book.
My sister actually has just started doing cold water therapy.
Has she?
Well, she started at Christmas because she went to this retreat in Thailand and she did loads of it. And now she's come back and she's kept it up, this cold water immersion. And she said, categorically, she said it is the best thing for me. It has improved her mood, her energy levels, her stress levels, her anxiety, everything has just shifted for her.
People swear by it.
She swears by it.
Well, Ollie was cold water swimming in the Hampstead Ponds for about a year, and he also said it was just brilliant.
Yes.
Like he just was high from it. I just can't. To me, it feels like a
I hate being
punishment.
wet, though.
I hate being cold. So
I hate being wet.
it's a real issue for me. You know, the idea, the concept of it. But I know it has amazing benefits for so many people. I prefer the spending time in nature. That's also in our book.
I do that every day.
Yeah, me too. We did tree hugging.
Yep.
We've done all walking.
Yeah.
We've done mindful walking or something like that. We did. We
Yeah.
were just we did
Yeah,
that.
we have done that.
Yeah. Or walks. Was that what it was called? Yeah.
You just
Did I just say it twice? Did I?
like 10 seconds apart.
Oh,
It's a bit of a worry.
I'm trying to think about all the things we did that were outside in nature.
We did do mindful walking on that silent retreat.
Oh yeah, that as well. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. And also breath work that we've just talked about before. But this week for our practice, we did, I would call it sort of mindful meditation. Would you call it that?
Isn't all meditation mindful?
Well, yeah. But I don't want to say it was a meditation practice because it was more mindfulness, but it was also very meditative.
We got invited to a calming workshop.
Hypnocalm.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Hypnocalm.
Yeah.
And that was with a beautiful facilitator, Kim Milich.
Yeah. She's a success and wellbeing life coach, and she is a Hypnocalm teacher, and she shares tools and techniques to help people instill a positive mindset and quieten the negative voice and take a calm approach and have control of your life and your well-being. That's what she does. And we got invited to her house.
We did. And it was absolutely delightful.
Oh, it was so nice.
So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll tell you a bit more about our experience when we get back.
Clubbers, if you are enjoying this episode, then please could we ask that you share it with a friend?
Someone who you think would absolutely love this content, just share it. We would be so grateful. Thank you. Lauren, you know me, and you know when it comes to food, I trust my gut. And I also trust Zoe, the leading science and nutrition company.
All the nutritionists we've spoken to on this show have highlighted just how much misleading information is out there when it comes to food. Things like the claims that you see on packaging, like low sugar and nothing artificial.
Yeah.
These are often actually a sign to avoid these foods. Ever noticed a health claim on fresh fruit?
No.
Well, then you get my point.
It's completely understandable why there's a lot of distrust and wondering who you should turn to for accurate information.
Well, it's simple. We use Zoe.
Backed by one of the world's largest microbiome databases and most scientifically advanced at-home gut health tests, Zoe gives you proven science whenever you need it.
Go to Zoe.com and find out what Zoe membership could do for you. And because you listen to Self Care Club Clubbers, you can use the exclusive code SELFCARE10 at checkout to get 10% off membership. As a Zoe member, you'll get an at-home test kit and personalised nutrition programme to help you make smarter food choices that support your gut. That's Zoe.com. Use code SELFCARE10 at checkout. Trust your gut. Trust Zoe.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for
In Dax's domain, we see all, so we always know what our cars are worth.
all of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
So Lauren, I know Kim from a few years ago. Our kids used to go to the same school together, but I don't see her very often. Lauren had absolutely no idea where you were going, who it was with. I didn't tell you anything, did I?
Nothing.
Not because I was being mysterious. I just didn't bother.
No, she just decided not to share the information. She's like, 10:30 Wednesday. Okay. And then she texts me, wear something comfortable. And I'm like, okay.
But because I don't see Kim very often, but because I follow her on social media, I do see her workshops and she posts videos and pictures about it and stuff like that. So I had a really good understanding. Firstly, I know her and I know her energy. And I had a good understanding of what the workshop was going to be like. But you just went in totally blind.
I did, but also I do trust you that if you say, yeah, we're going to do this and it's going to be good, I trust you that it's going to be good and I'm going to like it. Because you're not going to take me somewhere awful. Oh, well, you've taken me plenty of awful.
Where have I taken you? That
Well,
was
like
awful?
cryotherapy, that wasn't much fun. That was definitely your
I
idea.
didn't take you. We went together.
Okay, but it definitely wasn't my idea.
I reckon it probably was your idea.
No way.
Cryotherapy was fantastic.
Yeah, anyway, on the whole, if you're like, we're going to go and see this person and it's going to be good, I trust you.
Yeah. Thanks. I don't always trust you because you've set me up a few times.
I have. But it did make for a good show.
It really did. And that's because you're very naughty.
Yeah.
Anyway, we arrived at Kim's house at 10:30 on a Wednesday.
Yep.
She welcomed us into her home. She made us a lovely tea, didn't she?
Yes.
A lovely herbal tea of our choice. And then she used, what was the?
Palo Santo.
Palo Santo. So she lit Palo Santo. Just explain what it is for people
It's
that don't know.
like, it's sort of like, you know, when you sage people, but it's more of a woody thing. It's like a wooden stick and you kind of set light to it and it smokes. And then you waft it around your head, your hands, just
Yeah.
to like clear the energy.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells so good.
Oh, it smells so good. And then we had a lovely chat, didn't
Yep.
we? And then she sat us down. She took us into like the meditation space and it all looked very pretty. And there were yoga mats there and pillows and blankets. And she made us sit in a chair first. And I loved this. She had a pen and a piece of paper. And she said, right, what I want you to do is a brain dump. All the things that are on your mind, your to-do list, whatever it is, because I don't want you to be distracted when you're in meditation. And so she said, I always find it helpful to get it all out of your system so you can then be really present.
So we just sat there and scribbled down. Well, I just scribbled down everything that was on my to-do list and my mind that day that I knew I had to do.
Yeah.
And it was actually so helpful because I used it as my to-do list for the rest of the day.
We both did.
It was great.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that. And in all the times that we've done workshops and we've been with facilitators, no one's ever done that before.
No, they haven't. And my God, isn't it the simplest thing to do? And I would say, and I was talking to Ollie about it later in the day, and he said often at night before I go to sleep, he's like, I don't journal, but often I will write the to-do list of everything that's either on my mind or that I know I've got to do. He said, and then I can just go to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's so easy.
But it's the same idea as journaling.
Yes, I guess. But I don't think he's writing like, today I played tennis. I was up 2-1 in the first set. Then I was down. Then
That's
I
not
hurt
journaling.
my hamstring.
That's not a journal.
What's that?
That's a diary.
Do you know what?
For like a 13-year-old.
I don't want to journal.
You've got such a block with it. It's really weird. You should look into that. You should.
Why? Is it holding my life back? Why? Why should I look
Just
into it?
because it's interesting, because you have such a block with it. And it's just interesting to understand why you might have such a block with it.
I just don't want it.
Yeah, but why? What is that?
Like pathetic.
It's pathetic. What's pathetic about it?
Just the writing down of your feelings.
Oh, so it's pathetic to have feelings.
I just don't want to be writing down my feelings.
Because?
Oh my God, now this is like a therapy session
Go on.
for me.
Because? Well, you said it's pathetic. What's pathetic about your feelings?
I just don't want to like be looking at a piece of paper with all my feelings on it. I'd rather swallow them up into a hard ball of coal and eat it.
Interesting. You basically think your feelings are pathetic.
Oh.
I think you do.
Well, sometimes, yeah. Wow. That's what I would do with my journal paper. I would write it down, I would scrimple it into a bowl and I would swallow it. Go and therapize that.
I can't really be bothered. I don't think it's going to make me feel any calmer.
Glad. Can we go back to Kim's morning?
Yes.
So we sat on the mats, we lay down, we had a nice little towel over our eyes. She took us through some
guided meditation.
Yes, but before that, a body scan.
Oh, yeah.
So we relaxed all the different parts of our body from top to toe. And then, there was a lovely guided meditation. There was a forest, there was leaves, there was some music playing.
There was a waterfall.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I definitely had a nap.
Did you?
Definitely.
There was a lovely waterfall. It's a shame you missed that.
Well, I think maybe in my subconscious I was there.
I must have fallen asleep at one point because then I woke up and we were in somewhere else and I'm like, oh, I don't know where I am.
Oh.
Like a different part of the forest.
Okay. Well, I just kind of heard her voice and then she walked around us and at one point she held our feet.
That was very grounding.
Very nice. And at one point she held the top of our heads.
Yeah.
Also very nice.
Yeah.
Very comforting.
Yeah.
Then I definitely had a nap.
Lovely.
It was blissful.
Delightful.
And
then before I knew it, she was like, and wiggle your toes and wiggle your hands
open your
and come back to the room. And I thought, oh, really?
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Can I just stay here all day?
Well, we couldn't because then we had to go to Battersea for a meeting.
Oh, yeah, we did, which wasn't that relaxing. But how did you feel afterwards?
I felt great. I felt centered. I felt relaxed. I felt awake. I felt grounded. I felt great. And you?
I felt rested. I felt centered. I felt calm. I felt like I'd invested in myself that morning.
Self-care?
Yeah, it was like real self-care. I felt like I'd put something in the bank for myself.
Yeah.
And that kind of enforced time, like you don't have your phone, you can't go through the to-do list. You just have to lie there and be.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that anyway. I like to do that. I don't find that difficult or challenging, and I enjoy it.
When do you do it?
But I don't get to do it.
No, you don't do it.
I don't do it, but I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But why don't we make time for that then?
Because I guess we're just trucking through our days, and then who kind of on a normal Wednesday morning at 10:30 is like, okay, I'm just going to lie down now and do a mindful meditation, because I think there's this misguided idea that is a waste of time or it's not productive.
Oh, it's probably the most productive thing you can do. Look, I didn't need the trip to Battersea after. I would have liked to have had a much calmer day.
It was a very good meeting, though.
It was
good
brilliant.
to go.
It was a brilliant meeting, and I'm really pleased we went. And I love going to Battersea because it's so gorgeous there.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
and I
did
thought
too.
she was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it was very generous of her to invite us into her home and into her space and to gift us this beautiful workshop.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It was a delicious way to spend a Wednesday morning.
Or any morning.
Yeah.
Let's summarize.
Calm is good.
Calm is important.
Calm is beneficial.
Yes. And also, I think it is quite important to say that calm is not about never experiencing stress or never experiencing difficult emotions. Because I was having this talk with my 18-year-old the other day. I was like, life carries stress, and actually stress is a normal part of everyday life. And it is important to accept that and understand it and be able to manage it. You can't go through the world feeling like I can never be stressed, because sometimes a little bit of stress is good. It's what gets you up. It's learning how to manage it.
I don't know if stress gets you up and gets you
a
going.
little, not overwhelming stress, but we all have things to do and achieve.
But that's
and
not stress.
It's good.
That's not stress.
I would call that minor stress.
No, I wouldn't.
I would.
I think stress has a very negative connotation.
I don't always find it negative.
Stress.
Not always. I find it a little bit driving, but I think it's how you manage that and how you
Maybe we experience stress differently.
Maybe. And also like how you put things in place to kind of cultivate a bit of inner peace.
I think as I get older, calm becomes much more of a priority, and it becomes much more important. And sometimes it feels very far away from where I am. So when I experience calm, I really appreciate it because I don't always have calm because my life is busy, my life is chaotic, like all of us ours are. And I can get overwhelmed and overburdened quite quickly, especially I think at this period of my life. I'm just in those teenage years and life just feels very hectic. So being able to make space for that calm is such a gift. And whenever I feel the calm, I just thoroughly enjoy it and appreciate it.
Yeah.
But you're right, you're not meant to feel calm all the time. You have to be feeling all the things because you're a human being and you're living a life that is busy and dynamic and productive and complex.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of moving parts. And sometimes there is cause and need for stress, and sometimes there is cause and need for worry, and sometimes there is cause and need for ambition and drive, and it goes on and on and on and on. And sometimes it's not appropriate to be calm.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I do think that from a place of calm, there is so much goodness that comes from it.
Yeah. We are in agreement.
Yeah.
Okay, clubbers, that is it for today. I want to tell you, in case you don't know, because we've done a little survey and it turns out that only 20% of people who listen to Self-Care Club are listening to 40ish. Did you know that we've got another podcast that it's called 40ish, that it tackles listener dilemmas and midlife mayhem, and it's a little bit more raunchy, ruder, edgy, I don't know what word you want to use, than Self-Care Club, but it's great fun. Comes out on a Tuesday and a Thursday. If you are a subscriber, you will get Friday's weekly wellness show. That is a subscriber-only show now, and you will get Self-Care Club and 40ish and 40ish Unfiltered ad-free. And you will also get early access.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, clubbers. We're laughing because I've just tried to do a really, really lengthy, long sign-off, and Nicole's just said, I'm editing that.
Basically, I'm deleting that.
That's not going out, so you won't hear it.
Then she said, bless her, she was so proud of herself. She goes, did you like that? So yeah, it was really snappy.
She didn't like it. So you won't hear that, so we're just going to say, have a lovely week, clubbers. And if you're a subscriber, we will see you on Friday for the weekly wellness roundup.
Marketing is hard. But I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't have to be. Let me point something out. You're listening to a podcast right now, and it's great. You love the host. You seek it out and download it. You listen to it while driving, working out, cooking, even going to the bathroom. Podcasts are a pretty close companion. And this is a podcast ad. Did I get your attention? You can reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a pre-produced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience and their favorite podcasts with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com, that's Libsyn ads.com today,